The similarities between what was happening in the 1930s and what is happening right now globally really are remarkable. The 1930s will always be remembered by the Great Depression and the extreme hardships that people endured globally. And that's what we're experiencing right now. It was a very important decade, a decade of uncertainty, a decade of calamity. And I think what was so inspiring with Wilbur-Ellis is having the courage to make some pretty big decisions that impacted the course of the company for the next 100 years. And so I think that there's a lot to be learned from the risk that was taken from a position of confidence, I guess, and ability to actually take advantage of what was happening at the time. You think about the decisions that were made by the Cannell brothers back in the late 1920s, where trade with Asia was almost non-existent. And they had the foresight to see 5-10 years down the road what trade might look like with Asia. So that launched, their business model. And when things did shift, they were in a position to really grow. And the same thing is happening right now with what's going on with the economic recession. And the winners will be those that have a level of confidence in a business outcome and having the courage and the ability, the financial ability to actually place those bets. Wilbur-Ellis has a history of growth through acquisitions. And it's far more than just the dollars that we bring into the organization when we make these acquisitions. The people really are foundational to our decisions when we're looking at buying companies. We're looking for a cultural fit with us, that culture of integrity and innovation and drive and customer service. And what we found is that the most successful acquisitions, and it's true way back with our first one with Cannell, it's all about the people. So I think the most important thing when we're looking at buying businesses, other than the cultural fit, is how does it advance our strategy? And what that means is understanding where our customers are going, what their needs are going to be, and what do we need to be doing in order to make sure that we're prepared to serve them and stay relevant. For example, with Nature's, we have a manufacturing footprint that is very well positioned in terms of where the facilities are to create and deliver in a very cost-effective way the materials that our farmer customers need. They have a very rich history of innovation themselves. The roots of the company really started with trading. There's no question about that. The introduction of Cannell into the Wilbur-Ellis universe also had a very trading-oriented mentality. And I think that reflected the way that the customer base behaved at the time. But times change. And, I think that it's an ongoing effort to sort of shift a trading mentality to one that has a more sustainable approach to the marketplace. And I think that we've been quite successful in understanding where the markets were heading, what our customer needs were, and building a service and product offering around those shifting needs. And so we have moved from a trading culture to one that is more deliberate in strategy. But I also think it's important to recognize that we've kept sort of the important aspects of that trading mentality, where creativity, risk-taking that is calculated and deliberate, and recognition that people are the engine of this company. I think those characteristics have survived and will help us thrive well into the future.